Hi again, welcome to part 4 of my series of multi-camera tutorials. So far we have imported the footage into the project. We have pre-trimmed and cut the different camera tracks up front. We arranged the tracks in order of priority. We did AV sync and we also matched color balance and lightness of the different camera source tracks. Now we will show you how to use a master audio track, how to intercut between the different scenes and also add global effects and titles. We left some wiggle room in front of each of the 4 tracks for deciding on a suiting starting point in the final edit. We are making use of the long shot of camera 3 for the intro sequence that will also have an overlaid intro title later on. We are dragging camera 3 mark in to a matching position and cut off the left-hand part. We do this for all tracks and match the in points to the cursor position of the first frame of camera track 3. You will see the snapping triangles indicating that this is the same frame respectively. Now we go to the empty space in any of the camera tracks and via right mouse click select Remove from Track and Close Gap. This will move all tracks in sync to the beginning of the timeline. At the same time, AV sync is kept for all tracks. For simplifying editing of the source video tracks in the next step, it is best to use only one music track as audio reference. We will use the camera 1 associated audio track with the best recording quality and create an audio master track for this. We have adjusted the beginning and duration of all AV tracks of our project already. Now we mute all audio tracks except audio 1 and simply click Export and select Export Audio to File. In the export screen, we just use the preset WAV format, select a file location and click Export. Export will only last a few seconds. Then we just import the new track back into our already prepared master audio track to the beginning of the timeline. The new track has exactly the same duration as all other tracks in our project and therefore has exact AV sync. We can now also mute audio track 1 and will only have the master audio track active as a reference when doing the intercuts of the different camera tracks. We are moving camera 1 and 2 mark-in points a bit further right to show camera 3 with a long shot intro sequence for about 10 seconds. This will cut to camera 1, picking up more detail of the action on the left-hand side. After that we show camera 2 with the 2 performing soloists a bit closer. When we are cutting between 2 cameras, we need to do this in sync to the action. That means we are looking for typical movements in the different tracks where it makes sense to intercut. This can be cutting to a singer coming to the front, cutting to finger snipping, cutting to a singer just going to start a solo sequence or similar. While cutting, we need to make sure not to cut into the middle of a movement, as this might seem like a jump cut. So we always cut before the respective movement starts. Following up, we will do cuts between camera 1, 2 and 3 depending on the action. Camera 4 will only be shown rarely, but will be used for the ending shot with the audience applauding. We do not show every editing step here and have continued the editing according to the principles shown above. Now at the end of the project, we want to create the credits title. We have cut camera 1 through to 3 to their final mark out positions, so that camera 4 is visible at the end of our project. Now we create a new video track and insert a title from the effect library text static and motion static text. We select a font type and the font size, and of course insert the text, and check how the video matches with color, position and style of the title. Then we do the same for the beginning of our project, where we already have the opening track of Camera 3 available for the title overlay. Finally, as we have a lot of headroom in some of the shots, we want to do a little trick by using one of the numerous Nero film effects, simulating a CinemaScope film for our whole project. To do this, we open the Artifact library and select Film Effect. We drag and drop the film effect to the Master Effects track and match its end with the out point of our project. Now we select Color Scheme Cinema 1, leave the grain intensity with 10% as preset, set the color intensity value to 50% and finally select the CinemaScope vignette at the bottom. Now we check if the title position is still fine and if also the closer shots look okay with this effect. Yeah, that looks much better now. Okay, now we are ready to go into the final tutorial, which will show you how to optimize your master audio track and how you export your video and use different export settings for sharing in good quality to YouTube. Stay tuned and make sure to watch the final part of our series of tutorials. See you!